Welcome back, Overwatch fans, to another amazing night.
We have a fantastic match tonight, no question about it.
Oh my god, yes!
Put the barrage! Make sure they can't even follow up afterwards.
And Watch has found 2 in this fight thus far. Make that 3, make that 4 right now. Here. Dynamic team gets 4 man tire.
2 picks will save the fight, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
103 with the rival.
Tranquility.
Hello and howdy everyone, and welcome back to Tranquility Esports. My name's Crumble. You might have seen me a couple times here before. I think I've casted here before, and of course we have Big Missile. I'm sure you guys this guy over here today. We have I believe I've been informed the first Overwatch 2 stream of Tranquility Esports.
Let's go. I'm pretty hyped for Overwatch 2. I mean, it's taken some time. Some people were saying there were like some issues about the Overwatch 2 launch. I don't know about that, but we're finally into it, and man, oh man, it's gonna be something. Only 5 players. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a little bit extra space on the battlefield for a lot of interesting things to happen. It's definitely, from my perspective, I feel like it's a cool change because I've always been a big fan of like the mid, like the mid fight. I'm not a big fan of, hey, let's all charge our ultimates and press Q in turn, you know? I like the mid game. I like the crazy all of a sudden plays that you see from the random Ashe and Mercy that you're going off on a random flank, or the monkey doing a perfect dive onto the backline. It's, you know, we get to see more of those kind of plays and less of double shield. Goodbye and good riddance. Thank God. Yeah, I mean, 5v5 is a big change, and I definitely think it's a welcome one from the 99% of the community. Anyone who says they don't like 5v5, also goodbye and good riddance. But yeah, so yeah, I'm feeling good about it. I've seen both these teams actually play before. I think I did cast Team Acer before. I'm pretty sure I've cast them in some Arena 51 tournaments before, which is where I originate from. Yeah, I think I've seen them before, and they seem to be a solid team. Hive Mind, I'm not sure, but we will see. I know Tranquility is definitely home to some powerhouses.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they adapt to that mid fight kind of thing. You're just talking about Ashe and Mercy, man. I'm a Mercy man, and going on the new map Esperanza, the push map, you can go on the most beautiful flanks, and fights can last like 20 seconds longer. It's crazy. So it's gonna be something to see.
Yeah, Push is a great game mode. I'm loving it. I think it has a lot of cool potential competitive value. I'm just waiting to see, teams doing some. What I'm personally looking for is to see like some cool like TP, like some extra TP routes, like some rush and stuff like that. Fortunately, probably no Ryan rush because Ryan is bad. I think Diva is probably going to be possibly might be what we might see quite a lot here. She's a really powerful pick at the moment with the current patch, and she can do a lot.
like have just gone in spectator mode. Not only Busan is really pretty, but also that first of all the night change is fantastic, but also like
Oh,
each map of it changes. Like it's such a diverse hero pool, and you can already see here we've got the Winston with the Sombra, but also looks like we're also doing a Reaper for Hive Mind.
Yeah, interesting. I think they're expecting this monkey pick to come out on the side of Acer. The interesting thing to me is playing Brig Lucio with a monkey. That monkey a lot of the time gets that value given the honor. The nano hero, we're going to see the engage already coming out from Hivemind. Bold trying to make as much progress as he can. He's going to find a pick onto Apple Tree. That's the main support down for the team of Acer. And Board's going absolutely ham on those. John Carl falls to the hands of Jammy. It looks like Hivemind are going to be able to take this one nice and cleanly. Not what I expected. Not, lots of sustain coming from Brig and Lucio there.
Well, I think with their support lineup right there, they're trying not to have something easily diveable, especially with Mangala and the Reaper. Acer has that Ana, and Jammy with the Tracer also. It was kind of hard for Acer to really play around what Hivemind were doing, because what their comp is running, look, you can already see. They're trying to square up the enemy team. They're trying to find a dive to go in on and pounce. Hivemind doesn't have to wait for something. They can just do, and looks like they're already doing that.
Yeah, Bolt goes in, and there's Magnalite finding Apple Tree again. The Ana on the side of Team Acer cannot find a footing at all in these team fights. And really, the Ana in dive, a lot of the time, is going to be the key to the operation. And with Apple Tree falling so early every single time, they're not able to make any progress. And you would think that with the amount they're being just absolutely brutalized here, they'd even have a little bit of, nano charge to compensate, but only 50%.
Oh man, and you can see the hacks with Sombra coming up on 70% to an EMP. That's going to be one of the first ults in this fight. It's going to be really hard for Acer to really play around this. They're coming up on that Primal though. They're trying to find a new way to go around Hivemind. They're trying to find someone to dive, but it looks like Hivemind's going to make that aggression first.
Yeah, and he falls yet again. The aggression from Hivemind is just so stellar here, and the backline is taken out nice and swiftly there. And they're just going to take complete and utter control. You do get a lot with this Brig. You do get that Inspire, and that mid fight is going to be really nice if you want to push in aggressively. And Hivemind are using that to their advantage here.
Oh yeah, and now coming up on ultimates, it's like Acer in the spawn. I'm trying to make some room. It looks like they're going to try and kind of hack and then try and go play off of it. Maybe try and find one on this Kong. They don't know how much loose that they have. Oh, it looks like they're going to find it on the Brig, and there's the pounce.
Yeah, there is the pounce dive going to be coming out, but not able to find Cinnamon on the Brig. Although hacked, they're able to sustain the backline, and like you said, they have that sustainability, that avoid of the dive with the Brig and Lucio, and they also have that aggression, and it just seems like Acer are banging their heads against the wall over and over again. That is Hivemind. They can't find an opening at all. Jammy possibly able to do something. It finds back onto Cinnamon.
That's going to be 2 ults used from Hivemind. They have almost all
okay.
Now, Acer making a name for themselves in this last fight.
I don't know what's going on here in Missile. They're finding some value here. Full switch as well, able to get that nice quick touch. Okay, yeah, Magnite's going to shut that down as quickly as possible, and that's Hivemind taking first round. I mean, what do you think of the comps there, Missile? Because what was going on?
I think they kind of spoke them for themselves right there. They're going to pause. They're probably going to talk about what just even happened. But Hivemind, on that 99%, they had 5 ultimates. You could have taken a picture of that, and then immediately, I mean, Jamie did get that pulse bomb stick, and it looked like after you could see what they were trying to do with the Tracer there. Trying to find an early pick that they can't really get countered because they're, Tracer. But I think kind of the coordination between the DPS of Acer was kind of a little bit of a core problem there. I mean, obviously, like, none of them are bad or anything, but trying to really coordinate, focus on who you really want to try and start focusing on. Try and start some of these dives that didn't end up starting in time for Hivemind, because Hivemind just really aggressive this round.
Yeah, I think maybe target focus would have been something to possibly look at. I think they were really looking for the backline, but really when you have Lucio Brig as a backline, I mean, how are you going to even go? How are you going to approach that? I mean, Lucio can just walk right away, and Brig has the CC to keep her alive. Maybe diving onto them, maybe like instead of diving, just maybe switching to possibly even like a more broadly composition and just trying to force your way through the monkey first probably would have been a good idea. And that way then you can get to the backline eventually. But I mean, hey, really good stuff from Hivemind, super aggressive. And I haven't actually seen a comp like that before with that monkey, because it can be really easily punishable, but they made it work.
Oh yeah, a little bit of a thing with Busan especially. It's like how diverse you can choose your heroes, and so that's one of the new things. Just trying out some Winston, trying out some Brig as well. You could see earlier that the hack onto the Brig. You could see that they try to do some hacks onto the support line, but again, I think moving into this next map after the pause, I think it's a little bit of the map's gonna. I don't know exactly what map it's gonna be, but overall on Busan so far, I've seen Divas, I've seen Reinhardts, I've seen Hogs. Not really many Zaryas and Sigs, but it's definitely something that can be a more brawly rather than divey, and that may be something they go with.
Yeah, maybe. I feel bad for the hot comps. Okay, because Overwatch 1, the one thing that I will say, I miss pulled pork. I really miss that composition. It was a composition very near and dear to my heart, and it's gone. Now it's gone. Ursa Paul's gone. I guess you could maybe like, even if you had 2 tanks, maybe Javelin, Spear. But then again, like the range, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, a lot of that kind of synergy is gone. But I feel like that was kind of what, there were too many layers. There were way too many layers. You can't eat a sandwich that is this thick. You can't do it. I mean, too many layers.
Shaggy can.
That is true. That is true. Shaggy would be a great Overwatch 1 professional player, probably.
True.
He graded it. But all that synergy means nothing if it just is too complicated. Like, if you're getting pulled by Narissa and then you get rocked and then you get anti-naded and then slept and then you get dashed in on by Genji and it kills you. Like, you can't even process the information. When it's weird because obviously the game is faster now because of the lack of CC, but it's almost also slower in terms of the amount that you need to process, because it's just like people shooting people most of the time. Like, you know, it's not always just loads of CC, loads of abilities being chucked. A big thing with the tank chains, having only one tank, there's a lot more synergy, not only with, like, I mean, they remove the synergy of the tanks for the synergy of the team, because you can see how much more the tank can do. Just one hook, just one bubble, or, well, now you have 2 bubbles, but you can see that especially. And you're talking about fast and slow, but I think a lot of the pace, having it all faster, makes some fights even slower, because like technically you're reducing the number of fights because they last longer now, because you can sustain yourself more with that one tank kind of synergy. So it's definitely something crazy. Yeah, something that has kind of, I think, has been replacing like Ryan Zarya, which I think is really cool actually. And honestly, I prefer it to Ryan Zarya personally. You know, call me crazy, but I think it's more entertaining to watch. Is this? I think if anyone's been watching Overwatch League, Dallas Fuel, especially earlier in the season, you know what I'm talking about, the Reaper Zarya. It is so cool. It's such a, because, you know, we've seen Zarya Doom or like Zarya Genji, like you helping a dive character engage like that, but Reaper is not a dive character. He walks in with the Zarya bubble and just shoots close range, and it's, I think, as similar to kind of that classic tank synergy that we're used to, and I think it's a more entertaining version of it personally. It's just, I don't know, I think it's awesome.
No, that is a brilliant way to put it. I never imagined like comparing it to Ryan Zarya like that, but it really does, especially when Zarya has 2 bubbles. You basically got a Ryan shield and like another one. So I mean, you got a Ryan that can just, you know, teleport. It does more damage. Yeah, I think we're seeing the same composition here from Hivemind. And basically a monkey rush here from Team Acer. Hack comes out from the side of Acer. They're able to keep this Mega themselves for now. Michael Ice is going to not hesitate at all as they go in. Shotgun is hacked though. Have to be a little bit careful there. Dragon has that extra damage on him, but Ball's going to even things out. Not going to let the hack onto Lucio determine the entire fight, and that hack will seal the kill there. Great ability usage there from Lojo on the Sombra, able to, I think, definitely assist be a big helping hand in giving that fight win to Hivemind. They're going to be able to take the point now. And good progression made them. Oh yeah, Lojo playing it very much like the new Sombra, basically like a Zenyatta, which is kind of like, I guess, what that new ability is. Dragon Prince more so playing it kind of a little bit more like Overwatch 1 Sombra, where you hack a target then you dive on immediately. Hivemind playing it a little bit more slow, a little bit more chill. You can even see like Lojo is slicing up the entirety of Acer, but Acer's comp, I do like the Reaper pick and I do like the Moira pick, although Moira is
look at that! That's perfect. That is a perfect dive there from Hivemind, but Dragon Prince is really going to try their best here to even things out. But Magnalite on the Reaper is absolutely devastating. Is that a 5k? Is that a 5K?
What's that? Oh,
I think
shoot,
it's.
man.
I think it might be a 5K.
At
We'll
least
get the
four.
replay on that. We'll get the replay on that after. Oh, or maybe now, because we're getting another pause. Yeah, I mean that really quick dive is awesome to see. You see Lojo hacking up the Moira, and then like, not even actually. Okay, I think we're gonna see here actually if Magnemite does in fact get a. Oh no, this is the dive onto the Moira. Look, they pre-jump the Moira here and then get the hack onto Apple Tree. Look at this, beautiful.
Oh man.
Perfect. Look at that.
Yeah,
That's like
Lojo stole the
awesome.
5K.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. Lojo, no. Gets a Magnemite gets a 5K here, I think. Gets the monkey, gets the Lucio. The DPS on the side of Hivemind doing crazy things.
Oh yeah.
Crazy things.
They're really reflexive. They're really good at piling in onto each other. They have a really good game sense of like how to play each of these new Overwatch 2 heroes. I was talking about the Sombra earlier. The differences between the Sombras. How have well, I would ask you what heroes do you play. You probably don't play Sombra, but
No, I'm not a Sombra player.
I've seen like in this match especially like. Seeing how like the hacks can like how long they last, it's not very long. So I mean like one of the things you could do is like, oh, you hack a target, you dive on immediately. But one of the things that's hard to do is if they respond to that hack faster, because that the hack ability wears off faster. So if you're playing to hack someone for their ability usage, then you're gonna have to play around that differently than if you want to hack them for the damage that you want to apply to them.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think Hivemind really have that down.
Yeah, because they pre-dived the Moira. Like the monkey jumped in so that he could get that damage and the Moira couldn't fade away. That is kind of crazy to see already after, wait, how long has it been? A week? Yeah, a week.
Yep.
Literally a week today. But wait, for you? Yeah, sorry, you're behind.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah. So a week today, just to do some quick master. Yeah, a week today, and they're already kind of executing these Overwatch 2 style dives with the Sombra really well. I do feel for Apple Tree. They've been they've been really the brunt force of Hivemind's DPS duo has been shoved down Apple Tree's throat. They can't do anything. Keep dying at the start of the fight. It's not your fault, okay? It's just Sombra's really strong and Hivemind are playing it really well, and there's not really much you can do against that. I would like to see possibly Acer changing things up. Maybe they run like a Bat Lucio with a Ryan or a Diva or something. Maybe try counter that Sombra and find a creative solution to that, because hey, that's what Overwatch 2 is all about, which is why Sombra's better.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have to just be mirror matchups. You got to play to your strengths. You got to play to your personality. I mean, I do see Acer have a little bit of that. They took what Hivemind were doing and made it kind of their own version with the Moira and the Moira specifically.
Yeah.
Maybe the Moira was to like cancel the hacks, makes the Sombra counters a little bit harder to do. But yeah, I mean, obviously it was just one fight, so who knows what could happen? But
who does know? Yeah.
I think they're starting to. I always call it first round shenanigans for control point.
First round shenanigans. Yeah, that's great.
It can go up to 3. So the first one could just kind of be like just playing at the field, and then Acer with this new slightly adapted comp, they can start changing up to the Moira, the Reaper in the play, and overall, yeah, I think they're gonna start to get more confident here.
Yeah, I think you're right. The Moira pick is definitely a telling of maybe a bit of an adaptive side, maybe to Team Ace that we haven't quite seen yet in the first round. And I'm hoping that continues to develop, because Hivemind's Sombra and Reaper duo aren't going anywhere. They're not going to stop playing it because it's working. And it's good that Overwatch 2 gives that freedom of, you know, even if you're okay, not to the point of maybe like playing Gibraltar and the fact that in Owl they were still playing Junker Queen. That was just sad. That was
crazy. That was crazy.
That was a sad moment for all of us, really.
It was Junker Queen meta. Everything happens.
Oh god, Jotes. Oh, I hope we never see Jotes again. I hope we never see Jotes. We might see like Dotes or something. I think like
Dotes?
Diva Goats could be possible. I don't know.
I would call that dive, but
yeah. At that point, it is dive, isn't it? Really? Yeah. But yeah, it's nice to see Team Acer adapting a little bit. Yeah, Apple Tree is having it rough.
No, that's true.
As a flex support player, I feel the pain.
Oh.
I really, yeah.
Who do you play?
Well, so I played main support for like a year on a team, Couch Potatoes, you know, represent.
Oh my gosh, I've
Couch
heard of it.
Potatoes. Yeah, because I think you've casted here with Gio a couple times. Gio's my ex main tank.
Oh, nice.
I'm very good friend of mine. Yeah. And kind of like
Nice.
kind of
That
my
guy's cool.
caster. Yeah, he's very cool. Kind of my caster duo a little bit. And we've actually and I used to play main support for that, and it is nice to see some nice Lucio gameplay. It's refreshing after Overwatch 1 just being Brig Central.
Brig Central. Yep, that's one way to go, man. Hive coming up on several crucial ultimates here. Jongkook is hacked. He's gonna be down half health, but Cinnamon's gonna find that pick.
Yes, Cinnamon able to find the opening pick here, and Magnalite, you know, just doing Magnalite things. Somehow Jungkook lives that. Us could have used the right click. I think some monkey players still aren't used to the fact they have a long range utility here.
Does it do less damage, or?
No, I think like I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting there's a right click now.
Oh, well, I haven't played Winston yet, so I haven't done my tank placements. But Jungkook finds a brilliant first pick.
They find that Bolt is a little bit low. They want to use that beat to keep it up, and they're approaching boss fight territory here. So using the ultimate isn't too bad. And that's only two. Here they're only going to be using the EMP and the beat.
Well, I guess that's all you need. But last match too, they only ended up using about 2 to 3 ultimates. But Acer coming up on an EMP of all things, as well as Stammy's Reaper Blossom. You're gonna get Dragon Prince to touch, which is gonna be crucial here. It is very winnable with 3 of the most crucial ultimates you can possibly have, especially with Hive not having that beat. Looks like Magnalite's gonna start. Oh, the cancel.
Yeah, Jammy's able to cancel out Magnalite. That constantly keeps the fight alive here for Hive, possibly keep them in here. Who comes up? Did Zoro just jump into the train? Is that what I just saw? Possibly. It is back and forth here. A-Team Ace are really trying their hardest here. And Huss at the head of it all, helping the supports find a way to make sure they're able to actually find the gap here. Yeah, and it's not like the ult company either is too swayed as well. It seems pretty even across the board. And yeah, Team Ace are able to finally get a cap. Maybe they can actually turn things around.
Oh yeah, that was really good display of ultimates from my other team. Acer really holding the ground. They used each ult to the most advantageous for them. They canceled out Mangalite. They had the EMP ready. Coming up on 70% to the Silas beat now. Taking some hacks into their spawn. Looks like Acer is not wasting any time. They're going all the way, putting all the pressure they can, trying not to let them take any more point progress. But I might taking the fight to them.
Yeah, Apple Tree yet again finding the brunt of the DPS duo. Lojo finding 3 so quickly. Magnalite going to finish off Silas as well. Seems we're going to play in that last one as their own that second round, and that'll be the map going to Hive Mind. I think we all saw this coming. Very dominant first round, and they kept it going in the second. He may have had a blip though, and possibly maybe that's a sign of good things to come in the series.
Oh yeah, I think that was just some pauses, some interruptions of flow. Overwatch 2 is a very flow-heavy game, so that might have been the case. But Acer, on that last fight, that turnaround, they got to like about 30%, pretty swiftly there. They even took the fight basically to the enemy spawn, so they know what they're doing, and they looked pretty confident in those last things, especially with their display of their ultimate understandings and resources. So
I think here's Lojo's 3K.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is him. Going absolutely crazy here. Picks up 1.
Headshot.
Picks up the second. Yeah, God. It's just crazy how much damage Sombra does now.
The Sombra diff.
Sombra does so much damage. It's crazy.
Oh, yes. Especially with those. Man, I've got to look at the percentages for like all the hero changes, because I don't know how much how the comparison between a Discord and the Sombra hack.
Well, obviously, Sombra hack is just for the Sombra in question. It doesn't obviously damage boost.
Oh,
that would be ridiculous.
I didn't know. Oh my god.
Oh, you didn't know that? Wow. You
That's
actually
crazy.
thought they would put that in the game.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
ridiculous. That's ridiculous. No, it's just for the Sombra, but it is a lot. It is a big damage boost.
That makes sense.
It's almost like is in its not quite the level, but it's like kind of almost close to the speed of like Echo's beam. Like it's fast.
Wow.
Like it's a lot of damage.
Huge.
Yeah, so that's why like I guarantee you once Kiriko starts being available more readily, Sombra, Kiriko Zen at least.
Sombra. That's nasty.
and Genji as well.
The tank would.
And then Diva. I just Diva. Like Diva can just do everything really. Possibly Monkey. I mean, maybe Monkey as well, because you can kind of like the Sombra and the Monkey can. Or again, like Diva can just do that as well, and just get out as well, and has a defense matrix. So
that's what I was thinking. The defense matrix to try and eat up some of that damage that's coming in, because that seems like a lot of damage amplifiers. I mean, I'm just a Mercy main, so I'm pretty used to just damage amps and stuff. So that's that 30% like flat.
Overwatch 2 is going to be rough for you.
Oh yeah,
my friend. Yeah. Mercy is a scarce. I mean, to be fair, in my ranked games, I've been finding a lot of Mercy players, but they've been suffering because it's just such a quick game. If you don't have a Pharah to pocket, or like an Ashe, or a Soldier maybe.
Well, technically, I'm the best Mercy since 1973, so I'm a different case.
Okay. So there's a Tracer on you. You just hit all the headshots.
Well, obviously, or I
obviously
make use of the flight things. I really just half of my, usually all of my games are like 70% for the damage boost beam and then 30% for the heal beam, which I know may seem like a throw, but yeah,
that's how it should be. I think.
It's like if you're just trying to heal, you're gonna get out healed. Basically,
I think most ways you play Mercy now as well. It's like if you're playing her, you're playing for her for damage boost. Because if you want a main support that is able to support the team and keep things, exactly. You normally play the Ana with the Mercy in those situations with like a dive, but if you want something to not pocket, you just play the Brig. Like
that's true. And
now, especially the Lucia is very popular as that like kind of like defense position as well. And then also like you should have lots of damage boost no matter what you, even if it's like Mercy Zen and you're playing like a that old like Bull Diva. Oh, I hate that comp going up against that old Bull Diva comp with the pharmacy and Zen. Yeah,
gosh,
you just play for all damage. Like if you don't get healed, too bad. Just kill the enemy first. You know?
It's called support, not heal.
Fantastic ML7 quote. I appreciate it. Yes. That's to all you support mains out there. It's support,
write
not
it down.
healer.
Yep.
Write it down. Put it on your wall. Get tattooed. I want to get that tattooed on my.
Oh, that would be pretty sick.
It's called support, not healer. Yeah, that's a. I'm gonna get that. Yeah. I haven't had any ink ever put on me. I'd probably scream, jump up like a cat. I don't know.
Well, if you're gonna do that, you've got to add. What's your favorite weapon that you'd have it next to?
Oh, like my favorite character's weapon.
Yeah.
Well, definitely Arnold's bionic rifle, 100%. 100%.
Yep, classic.
100%.
Oh, it's so man.
I'd definitely have like this. I have like the little sleep gun as well. Ooh, Midtown. Good map.
Sigma.
Ooh, that's from both sides as well. This is actually quite interesting. I've never seen this before.
Me neither. I have seen lots of Anas on Midtown. Okay, it looks like Acer is actually going to keep sticking with that Sombra pick as well.
Yeah, I mean, Sombra's just a great pick to have, and it seems Dragon Prince knows what they're doing on the Sombra.
With the Discords too.
Oh yeah, they've got the Sombra and the Zen. That's dangerous, because on the defense, Silas can get those nice on side. Ball looking to walk up in. He's gonna get rocked out of his kinetic grasp there, unfortunately, and be able to make some more spaces. Shield though, not really having a great time. That Discord orb is going to do great things in order to keep Ball at arm's length here, as Acer are holding things out nicely, and it's just waiting to see who cracks first here.
Donku's going to find that opening pick on top of Dragon Prince. That's going to be pretty crucial, actually. Angle, oh, it looks like they took some of the fight out of that train, and it's going to force Acer to start backing up. Chadmen know that they're going to back up, though, and they're going to slowly make their way all grouped up to the point. It might give Acer enough time to regroup, though, for a recontest.
Yeah, possibly. Jammy is looking somewhat close to the overclock. If they can get a good touch, and maybe Jammy can get a bunch of damage in, they might be able to see if they can get that overclock in this fight here. Us under a lot of stress here. All eyes pointing on him. What a good deflect there from Lojo. Deflect. I think that was the railgun shot into. Still has a great shot there from Lojo on the Genji. That was awesome. That was sick.
Oh man, yeah. Acer, we're trying to they tried to play that really passively after HiveMind kind of took that map train advantage. After they took that kind of train, it looked like they didn't know exactly where to hold themselves. But they're waiting for that regroup, obviously. But you could see Huss was under a lot of pressure on the point, kind of by himself. You can kind of see how Acer's team comp is something that needs to kind of start a fight to finish it, rather than kind of something that really rebounds as well, because like having that point, what I'm trying to get at is the point presence and brawl factor and Acer's comp. But Hyman coming up on several ultimates. Acer also, oh, Bull's gonna fall though.
Yeah, Jamie able to find Bull. That's the front line gone, and they're able to kind of keep that. They're able to hit the high ground nicely. Now there's no shield for HiveMind to hide behind. And yeah, they're able to take this high ground position nicely. They do have some nice ults going up here. They're going to possibly be using the Nano EMP. That is something that I've seen a lot in Overwatch League. It's been really common. Yeah, because the Sombra does so much damage. Plus, we're going to be seeing that coming out from Team Ace. They've also got the Overclock here. We're actually going to go Nano Overclock. Jammy being tons of damage here.
Blazing down that break at first is going to be huge, because that's basically one of the HiveMind's main brawl factors. They do have Lojo on the Genji, but break is a big factor for them. HiveMind is going to come up on basically 5 ults for next team fight though. Acer, oh, Silas has that Zen ult, and not only that, they have EMP. So not only can they defend against HiveMind's oncoming attack, they can actually make a rebound, especially with having the Flux there. It's going to be interesting to see how HiveMind approaches this high ground though.
Yeah, so seeing some great shots here on the Genji. Blade comes out there into Trans. Ring falling a little bit low there. Flux comes out, able to catch the backline as well as the Sigma here. Lojo's trying to find something. He's trying to commit to the high ground, trying to make up the fact that he get nothing with the Blade. Point is going forward a little bit. Jokum going to use that rally here, getting able to push forward with that. Huss is out of the fight, able to push in, and on the back of Jokum's rally, they're able to finally get some momentum and push forward. Unfortunately, Team Ace didn't manage to turn things around, but they got the EMP. I don't think I'm going to touch it though.
They didn't end up using EMP. They immediately fluxed after the chance. They did find a lot blown up into the air, but it looks like the recontest.
Yeah, Dragonfire is able to find Cinnamon there on the Arno, but yeah, I think it's too little too late, and I think even going to get staggered pretty hard here as well as HiveMind make their way into third point. They have some really good ultimates coming up, Flux and Overclock. That's rough here, and I think yeah, Dragonfire is actually moving over onto the Genji, just banning the Sombra pick, which is interesting. They'd rather have that dive and and that flexibility from the Genji to be able to take these off-angle positions, these nice dives rather than having you.
Oh yeah, especially with the shock and damage, most importantly, because Huss hitting that big Flux earlier, like there wasn't a lot of damage to follow up on, importantly. So now actually having some of that damage to go up against some of HiveMind's front line here. Volt's going to be down to half HP already. Does have that Flux, so trying to keep him in this fight, but both barriers are going to go down, and again, Bull half HP. They're really putting on the pressure, Acer.
Yeah, I don't think HiveMind really wanted to. Okay, and as soon as I say that, was that fun? Oh, that's rough. Well, that's a nice pick though, coming out from John Cog, finding loads of picks here on the break. You're absolutely right, this brawliness from the break does definitely serve well. Lojo thinking it's good opportunity to get the blade. There it is, the Nano goes on to him. That's the back line, eating up with breakfast. He takes Tree. Right in the deletes him, Jammy as well. Yeah, disrespect right there, right in the spawn. Popping that blade. Huss is going to fun trade onto Magnolite, but number 4 he's swiftly taken out by John Cog on that brig. There needs to be a touch, and there needs to be a turn of the fight for Ace. They have that now. They've applied it onto Dragon Prince. Can he do anything with it? We will see.
Almost has that blade.
Yeah, almost has the blade.
And build it up.
Oh, he's really...
Almost. Oh man, although you could see already, like they got it down to 1:49. You could see how Acer has already built up such a stronger defense, already switching to that Genji. So I think again, they can be trying to go against a more meta plays with that the Sombra pick there. But I think sticking to their strengths, sticking to their comforts was what was helping them in that last defense. I mean, it made Bull miss his Flux, obviously, but again with the massive pressure onto Bull, that's gonna be huge onto the Sigma. But Hive Mind again. They had momentum and they had ultimates, and that you can see how that kind of helps, especially with Lojo going into their spawn with a Nano Blade.
You could
Man.
tell right there when he was up on top of that that little box there or something. You saw them all lined up, but I don't think Cinnamon had LOS on him. I could see his Genji brain going, I want to dash through that so bad, but I'll die straight away. Yeah, God, those kind of views make a Genji water out the mouth, don't they? Seeing everyone lined up like that, you have your dash off cooldown, you're thinking, yummy.
It's gonna happen any second.
I didn't expect to see Sig. Oh please. Oh yes, Acer. They've listened to us. They've listened to us. I do think on the attack that could be pretty good though.
No, especially with Silas on the oh man, yeah, they're gonna speed their way. Yeah, this is a brawl comp. This is what I kind of felt Acer was kind of more comfortable with, something more damage heavy, something more strong and comfortable. Hive Mind is still gonna be running that Sigma comp, and Sigma against this up and coming Acer comp, it might actually fall down pretty easily, especially starting off with a Genji dive. Maglite's gonna be 1 HP and he's gonna be gone.
Dragon Prince takes him out straight away. Jamming falls to Cinnamon, but hey, that opening from hit from Dragon Prince really set the tone here for this fight. Team Acer looking strong already. There's the Reaper going in. Cinnamon though, finding 2 in this fight. We are on the side of Hive Mind, doing so much, and they're actually able to capitalize on those picks from Cinnamon and turn the tide. Acer though, I mean, that was a quick fight at least, right?
Oh no, that was really good. Like Hive Mind, obviously they had that first map and they were playing really well in this round. Obviously the momentum's it's not just gonna go away the second Acer get comfortable. Hive Mind's gonna be comfortable for quite some time, but now Acer again gonna start making this high ground kind of push, and they're just gonna go straight into the train. It's gonna be hard for Sigma to keep this ground when they're all running at you.
Yeah, that spam is going to do a lot of damage, but the sustain is something else, and they're able to take control of this train now, and that's really good for Team Acer here. They want to be able to take control of this train. They want a leverage point to be able to now go in and brawl from. Jammy has the bubble on flat on him. He's going to walk up into ball. His face is going to be smushed by these shotguns pretty soon. Lojo going to be evening things out. Apple Tree out the fight. Acer did not have their flexible player on the field, and yeah, Lojo going crazy. And yet again, the utter skill of the DPS on the side of Hive Mind are always going to be there, and they're going to turn these fights always.
Oh yeah, and I think a major crucial thing that's helping them is actually so they keep the Acer keeps bullying Bull. They straight up bully Bull, but the support lineup from Hive Mind just keeps them up, especially with that Brig pick and the utility that Brig has. And now Hive Mind already coming up on their support ultimates, coming up on several ultimates, but it's almost like Bull is kind of almost a bait because they keep him sustained, they keep him alive, and as everyone's focusing the damage onto him, then Hive Mind's DPS can really do even more work on the distracted targets. But
maybe they're making the same mistake yet again. The nano comes out onto Lojo. We're gonna see them crazy here. He takes out Solace. He's looking for someone else. He's looking for the hunger in his eyes. He's looking for Husk. Didn't quite manage to find it, but space was made from that blade. And Team Acer are gonna have to back off yet again. Might be off the I don't know. Can Jammy make it? And makes it out of that. God, yeah, Hive Mind, they're making some real big moves here and not really using too many ultimates as well. They've still got a nice backlog of ults available here.
Oh yeah, Acer is slowly building up on that Graviton Surge, which is probably what they're going to base around this next fight. They are coming up on almost all their ultimates. It has taken some time, but I mean, take all the time you need as long as you're going to win. Oh, that's going to be a rough draw.
Yeah, tries to deflect some damage, but Bull's just going to rock him right in the face. Can't do anything about that, can you? Acer not looking good here. Oh, what a sleep and what a finish. Lojo, gotta say, looking like an MVP candidate, this guy. What is he doing here on the Genji? Crazy stuff. Yeah, Acer, this is the last fight territory for them. They have all their ultimates. They need to make some sort of moves. But, you know, will they get completely shut down by Maglite on this overclock? Possibly. I mean,
Silas does have the beat, and honestly, on that boost on again with it looks like Acer knows how ultimate combos works. They know when to use them and when to not.
Oh, there's another blade. Dragon Prince.
Nice.
Looking for Maglite, finds the pick. Going on to Bowl now, finds 2 with the blade. That's really good here, opening up this fight. With a 2-man play, they're able to capitalize on that. Joko falls onto point strike and test. And finally, Team Acer are able to went out of fight, but actually only using the nano blade. So coming into this next fight here, they're going to be able to have a little bit more up their sleeve, maybe utilizing this grab to kind of disregard the fact that Hivemind will have that high ground advantage on the second point.
Yeah, this was all completely calculated, very methodical approach. This was all part of the plan. Acer just had to build up the grab. They built up all 5 of their ultimates at once in that last fight, basically. And again, really only winning that with Nano Blade. That was really impressive. Now Hivemind basically not they have Junkog's Brig Rally, but that's some it's gonna be something a little bit iffy. It looks like Acer's Jammy already looking to walk in with a Blossom at teams.
Oh no way! No way, what a sleep from Cinnamon. Oh god, that is rough. Okay. That's already an ult that they saved up and were definitely very proud of. They patted on the back and said, we have a Blossom. And Jammy got completely shut down there. They still have this grab that they might want to utilize. Dragon Prince can definitely value off that. They might be able to get a lot of nice blade ult charge off just dashing down below. Like on a full low there on the Sojo. Lojo close to their own blade. They're looking for it because they got the nano. Cinnamon really wants to apply it here, but there's the grab coming out from Houston. Not going to be able to find that much as Lojo gets the opening pick onto Surf on the Lucio. They have the nano blade, but they don't quite need it yet. They've got this pick in their favor, and they're going to keep the high ground nicely.
The grab, I didn't end up seeing the grab, but I kind of missed it. But Lojo has been a menace. I just have to point that out there. But Acer is coming up on that Nano Blade once again, and Hivemind keeping all of their players on the high ground. It just seemed like an open picking for this upgrade Nano Blade. Looks like, oh, Acer's gonna come.
Oh, Dragon Prince getting caught out there. And when you get these opening picks, Hivemind thinks to themselves, this is great, we don't need to use that many ults, but I mean, that said, the punch comes out, beat in return from this maybe an overall on their side, but are they able to turn things around? Both falling really, really low here. Lojo, yet again, he's evening things out, he's finding these picks, Appletree Fools. Yet again, both teams now with a Nano Blade. It's last fight territory, anything can happen here.
That was well played from Acer. They started to take the fight up straight up to Hivemind. Unfortunately, that early pick was kind of crucial in that, but Acer knew what they wanted to do. They recognized how important this high ground is for Hivemind, especially just really be having such a strong hold with it. They're gonna be coming up on 3 else, but here's the Nano Blade for Acer. Not really any defensive ultimates from Hivemind for it.
Nano Blade coming out from Dragon Prince, finds Cinnamon straight away. But the returning blade is gonna find Silas there, but it's back and forth really. But I think that popping that blade first from Dragon Prince really helped keep things alive for them. Right? Okay. Thank God.
That was close.
I was expecting Loja to get that 2K there. They are actually gonna have fast respawn though, but I think that's 3 people on cart here at the moment. No ults really to back things up, and no mech either. The overclock is here for Hivemind, and Team Acer can't do anything about it. I mean, although they got a good blade off, the fast respawn really was in the favor of Hivemind here. They take map 2 comfortably.
That's about how it goes. I mean, that Nano Blade was good, but kind of the grab, a little bit of a missed fumble, and obviously not too much pressure on it. They still worked around where they needed to go, the move position. That the Nano Blade came in really clutch once again. It seems like Acer is really strong with that. But I think kind of waiting for ultimates, waiting to make your game-winning moves with ultimates, kind of ends up costing them because Hivemind's just constant performance. A lot of the time they're just, I mean, Mangalite was holding on to their ultimate for several like seconds and minutes. Like they wouldn't use it in several fights. Like even in this scenario, like again, waited the entire fight because they knew that Acer had that Nano Blade. They knew that they were probably going to get rolled, and so they wanted to save that for next time. And that kind of like looking to the future was really helping for Hivemind, that kind of strategy around what they can and can't do.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we were saying earlier, the mid fight is really what is different about Overwatch 2. It's so much less about just you need to build these ultimates and then you win, because it's all about that mid fight. And when you have a team that are consistently a lot better, I mean, look, I do think that Team Acer have a great ult usage. They have a great ult usage, they do. And they have a really good ult economy, and they're very smart and meticulous about the way they use their ults. But Hivemind are just more consistent. That's the meat and potatoes of this series. It's just the fact that Hivemind are just they're more consistent, and they're able to get these dry fights in their favor every single time, and that's kind of what Overwatch 2 is all about.
The dry fights. That's the main thing. Acer is really good at making these plays with their ultimates, but Hiveman is making plays without their ultimates. And I think, just to put it simply, that's kind of a big thing about it. Like those mid fights. Obviously, like you can. I want to get like mean about it or anything, but like, oh my gosh, both teams are playing fantastic. Acer knew what to positionally do. They knew switching to a Zarya Reaper was phenomenal work.
Yeah, I think it was
getting it that far, especially with like moving, but holding the high ground. It's kind of difficult to get onto the high ground if you're running a Zarya Reaper. Like obviously your Reaper can TP up there, but your Zarya has to make it as well. And if you've got a Sojourn as specific as you do on high mine, you can really make use of anyone staggering out for any second too long, anyone positionally out of bounds, because Sojourn's building up the charge. Like, oh my gosh, that railgun. I mean, you could see it left and right sometimes.
You guys have seen, what's the Vancouver Titans player named? Aspire. You guys have seen it. Okay, personally, I'm a big Vancouver Titans fan. I think they have one of the most talented rosters in the league. Their coaches are terrible. I think they're getting nowhere. I think at some point, like Aspire and pardon? I think, you know, Aspire is great. I think they have great DPS line. I think they're just going to get traded at some point. And let's be honest. But yeah, that railgun can be absolutely devastating. And I mean, we've seen such hero plays from so many people, and that's what Overwatch 2 is really all about. And I'm glad I've seen it here. I think we're going into a quick break now, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more awesome Overwatch 2 gameplay. Yeah, so we'll see you in a minute. Cinema on the break, although hacked, they're able to sustain the backline, and like you said, they have that sustainability, that avoid of the dive with the friggin' Lucio, and they also have that aggression, and it just seems like Acer are banging their heads against the wall over and over again. That is
which is kind of like, I guess, what that new ability is. Like Prince more so playing it kind of a little bit more like Overwatch 1 server, where you hack a target, then you dive on immediately. Hiveman playing it a little bit more slow, a little bit more chill. You can even see like Lojo slicing up the entirety of Acer, but Acer's comp, I do like the Reaper pick, and I do like the Moira pick, although Moira is
look at that! That's perfect. That is a perfect dive there from Hiveman, but Dragon Prince is really going to try their best here to even things out. But Magnolite on the Reaper is absolutely dead
for them. They canceled out Mangalite. They had the EMP ready. Coming up on 70% to a Tyler's beat now. Taking some hacks into their spawn. Looks like Acer is not wasting any time. They're going all the way, putting all the pressure they can, trying not to let them take any more point progress, but I'm not taking the fight to them.
Yeah, Apple Tree yet again finding the brunt of the DPS duo. Lojo finding 3 so quickly. Magnolite gonna finish off Silas as well. Soon we're gonna claim that last one as their own. We can get a bunch of damage in. They might be able to see if we can get that overclock in this fight here. Us under a lot of stress here. All eyes pointing on him. What a good deep like there from Lojo to flex. I think that was the railgun shot into Silas. A great shot there from Lojo on the Genji. That was awesome. That was sick.
Oh man, yeah. Acer, we're trying to. They tried to play that really passively after Hiveman kind of took that map train advantage.
And on the back of Jockon's rally, they're able to finally get some momentum and push forward. Unfortunately, Team Acer didn't manage to turn things around, but they got the EMP. I don't think they got to touch it though. They didn't end up using EMP. They immediately plugged after the chance. They did find a lot blown up into the air, but it looks like the recontest. Yeah, Dragonfire is able to find Cinnamon there on the Arno. But yeah, I think it's too little too late. I don't think Hiveman really wanted to. Okay, and as soon as I say that, was that fun? Oh, that's rough. Well, that's a nice pick though, coming out from John, finding loads of picks here on the break. You're absolutely right, this brawliness from the break does definitely serve well. Lojo thinking good. Opportunity to get the blade. There it is. The Nana goes on to him. That's the back line. Eating up for breakfast. He takes Apple Tree.
Right in the
Deletes
spawn.
him. Jammy as well. Yeah, disrespect right there. Right in the spawn. It's available here.
Oh yeah, Acer is slowly building up on that Graviton surge, which is probably what they're going to base around this next fight. They are coming up on almost all their ultimates. It has taken some time, but I mean, take all the time you need as long as you're going to win. Oh, that's going to be a rough draw.
Yeah, tries to deflect some damage, but Bull's just going to rock him right in the face. Can't do anything about that, can you? Acer not looking good here. Oh, what a sleep and what a finish. Lojo, gotta say, looking like a... I mean...
Silas does have the beat, and honestly, on the boost on again, with it looks like Acer knows how ultimate combos works. They know when not.
Oh, that's there's another blade. Dragon Prince.
Nice.
Looking for Magnalite, finds the pick. Going on to Bowl now, finds two with the blade. That's really good here, opening up this fight. With a two-man play, they're able to capitalize on that. Joko falls onto point strike and test. And finally, Team Acer are able to.
That was really impressive. Now Highmind basically not they have Junkog's Brig Rally, but that's some it's gonna be something a little bit iffy. It looks like Acer's Jammy already looking to walk in with a Blossom of teams.
Oh no way! No way! What a sleep from Cinnamon. Oh god, that is rough. Okay. That's already an ult that they saved up and we're definitely very proud of. They pat it on the back and said, we have a Blossom. And Jammy got completely shut down.
Dude, they recognize how important this high ground is for Highmind, especially just really be having such a strong hold with it. They're going to be coming up on 3 else, but here's the Nano Blade for Acer. Not really any defensive ultimates from Highmind for it.
Nano Blade coming out from Dragon Prince, finds Cinnamon straight away. But the returning blade is gonna find Silas there, but it's back and forth really. But I think that popping that blade first from Dragon Prince really helped keep things alive for them, right?
Maybe try and find one on this Jonkong. They don't know how much boost that they have. Oh, it looks like they're gonna find it on the Brig. And there's... Howdy ho, we're back from the halftime break, and holy guacamole.
Howdy ho.
that was quite the heaters. The
Oh,
first game of Overwatch 2, we're all back, and man, after two maps, two pretty sweep-worthy maps of Hive-Mind, very hard fought from Acer on that Midtown, especially lots of high ground rumble dumbles, lots of Overwatch 2 ultimates and differences coming into here. Crumble, what did you think of that last performance?
Well, the first thing I thought is I think we were right. We saw them adapt on Busan, and they did it again, but just to a much more extreme level. It literally just switched the comp. It switched up to that composition that me and you were praising earlier, the one that is super cool, which is that Reaper Zarya. But in the end, they did get thwarted by a defense high ground, which I'm not gonna lie, kind of an Overwatch 1 moment, but. We move on. I mean, it's fine. Some maps you just have to. Some maps are going to be better than others for certain compositions. That's just you can't. There will never be a neutral map. It just doesn't exist. Actually, Lijiang's pretty. No, there's never going to be. There's never going to be a complete neutral map. No, Lijiang's pretty neutral.
I feel that because I've seen lots of sims run out. You can run Pharah, Mei. So basically anything at that point.
Also, funny boops for Lucio players like myself.
Oh, true.
Funny boops are pretty important. Great stuff from Team Acer. You know, having that flexibility in Overwatch 2, that's big. So like that kind of holding that as your team's kind of shtick, I guess, is that's valuable. Like that if you develop that versatility. And learn these different compositions and learn these different ways of playing the game, you're going to do well. I think we'll be moving on to payload now. I believe. Don't know what map yet, but I don't think it really matters because Hive Mind are kind of on a killing spree, and I mean, from Team Acer, but it's been pretty dominant.
They've been playing even down to like just specific hero swaps, and Hive-Mind have basically been playing the same kind of gist ever since the start. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it works on Escort specifically, especially after 2 maps and especially after that Midtown performance. Acer really coming together strong. They started to get kind of the comfort going. It was just an unfortunate case of what map it is. Oh, now, dude, this is my favorite map in Overwatch 2. The Circuit Royale.
Yes.
And man, oh man, talking about adaptability, this is all what it's gonna come down to, especially that second point classic, infamous turn, that curve, and especially holding this first point. It's gonna be interesting to see how each player really goes on about introducing their personality to each kind of, because there's just so much architecture. So I think
it's a beautiful map. I think it's a great looking map.
And
especially Hive Mind will sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say Hive Mind again running probably again what they've been running, but it's gonna be interesting to see because it's gonna be hard to kind of keep that sustainability in this map.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they're definitely I think we'll probably end up seeing the SIG comp we saw from them from the majority of Midtown, because especially on defense, because it is just filled with these high grounds. I don't imagine seeing anything that isn't that. Yeah, I mean, look at this. What a beautiful map.
Dude, I love that view so
much. It looks
much.
great.
There's the race cars going underneath it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can see that. Yeah. My dad is a big Formula 1 guy, so I'm sure he'd love to see that. Interesting.
Sigma. It looks like they're defending, right?
Yeah. So Team Acer are defending here, which is why you're probably going to see the Sigma coming out here. And yeah, this is kind of what I expected to see. That Ashe Sojourn is kind of starting to become the kind of like long range spam DPS duo. Like that's what you've been. That's what you see now. You do see the Widow as well, but I think Ashe just has a bit more versatility, especially kind of in a lower skill tier. Widow, yes, can get that one-shot headshot, but because of the higher fire rate of Ashe, she's a bit more forgiving.
Oh, it's going to be helpful too against going up against Hive Minds. This is a pretty rushful dive here. You got the Winston, Lucio, and the Brig. Those are again on that Genji, but Acer is going to have that mobility once again. They're going to try and move away from this dive.
They're trying to drive back up, and they're making the space in order to eliminate Bolt there on the Monkey. Boss in a bit of a difficult situation now. I think he's got boots down onto the high ground by Joko. Okay, Lojo somehow managing to find a pick on Snow. Don't know how. Always finding picks though. And Jamie on this bumping in the damage, able to find Lojo, get revenge on their Zenyatta player there. I mean, even though they're the ones playing spam, still so much damage coming through from Hive, they're able to take that much.
Yeah, I think Acer has that. Okay, I really do appreciate the DPS lineup from Acer because it let them have so much mobility that Hive might just like you could see the distance being made, you could see the picks being made in that distance, but Hive mind closing that distance, and I think that has to do with Junk on this Lucio, really making use of which heroes they want moved forward as fast as possible. And it's gonna be hard with Acer having the Sigma, not really having that mobility, but Hearts trying to contest that payload for as long as possible. Looks like Acer is going to get a full recontest. They're going to lose Silas, but pretty even.
Yeah, pretty even so far. Lojo on this Genji getting the picks and assisting their main tank in taking that stage. So us on the point by themselves. Bad little image of the Sigma falling down.
Alright, well, we did get that down to 440, and Acer is now going to, because of that last fight, they're going to come up on ultimates that they are going to be able to compete with Hivemind with. Jungkook does have that beat. I mispronounced his name again, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that, but both of them are coming up on ultimates, and Apple Tree with that window is actually possibly going to be able to help their DPS out damage even that beat. So it's going to be interesting to see which position Acer takes to start this push.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting indeed. They need to try to find some momentum, create some distance here. With the Immortality field gone, they don't have much in their defenses. When Flux tries to come out and try to maybe turn the sides a little bit, Damage will find a nice pick there, but Lojo making tons of space with that blade, and they keep rolling and rolling the aggression from Hivemind's. Like we said, even in these dry fights when they're not using ultimates, it's just so strong.
Oh yeah, Hivemind pushed that. They kept pushing that ground. Made Acer really have to fight on that flat ground. They kicked it by respawn. Oh, looks like they're gonna throw the bob in, but the boost from Cinnamon, he still touches us on that point. Looks like they're gonna have 6 players now. Acer gonna be popping their ultimate as fast as possible. They can take this back.
Yeah, Dragon is actually able to find a pick onto Bolt with the overclock, but Magnolite does have an overclock of their own. Maybe they're gonna need it. Jungle finds the even out there onto Hard Step, the overclock from Magnolite, but they actually completely trans hit as well. But to no avail. I mean, Magnolite just does not care. Window as well. I hope they're switching out composition, because otherwise this third point is going to be even worse for them here. Oh no, they are.
Dragon Prince is going to swap to that Genji, which is really good for this defense. Oh man, that was a really good last kind of pull. I think just ultimates coming in at different kind of... they're kind of waiting for that Silence Transcendence, but it just took some time, and Acer is going to be able to adapt again to that. They're going to swap to that Diva as well. I mean, they swapped it earlier, but really making use of these special high ground. This one especially, where Jamie is going to be really big for not only Jamie himself, but the Diva and the Genji for diving around. Bull's going to try and take it for his own, though. Looks like they're going to have... Acer's going to have something to say about that, though. He's hard to... They really are trying to take that. Holy smokes.
Yeah, Bull is finding so much space in the dive. They are respecting the crap out of the game. Every time Bull dives onto just leave the situation. You see like Jamie coach gunning away, Dragon, dashing away. Hivemind look extremely stronger. They have the blade, they have the beat and the rally. All that Acer really have is a bomb. They might be able to charge a Bob as well. So it's going to be on to the Lucio for that touch potential there. But with only bombs to the name, it's not likely that they'll be able to do much. It only comes down from Hivemind as well as the blade. Bomb comes out, can't find anything there. Jungkook's going to find the pick onto Apple Tree. No Immortality field available from the side of Team Acer. They are holding their own somewhat though. Apple Tree is onto that Warrior. All as much they can get. Jamie actually was able to get the pop there. Dragon Prince finding the pick onto Cinnamon. They actually able to possibly turn things around here.
Actually, kind of making me eat my words. I said a while ago that they were going to have some trouble with the kind of head-to-heads once fights started. It is kind of difficult to try and turn around, but as you can see, Highmind did bring it back once their abilities were off cooldown. It looks like they're not even waiting for their ultimates necessarily. They're waiting for their just cooldowns to keep the fight basically off its foot every single moment. You can see Acer was they started making a name for themselves. They started holding that point. They got it down to 236. Not bad whatsoever. Acer can have that head-to-head. Once the fight starts, they can go head-to-head and keep a fight going, and they can eventually turn around. But I think Hiveman, they snapped to a realization midway through it, and it was just have Bull. Just bull on the middle of the cart. It's kind of hard to dive him if you're Dragon Prince. It's if Bull seems like it can even counter Bob, so someone of that strength is hard to melt down.
Yeah, the big monkey on the car. He's got his bubble, he's got his Tesla cannon. There's not really much you can do here. Yeah, looks like Hiveman can be switching on to something similar to what we saw, but they've got that Brig Zen. The Brig is crucial here. The Brig really helps create that space and negates dives, helps keep the Zen nice and comfy, tucked away in the back line. Lojo on Hanzo's interesting. I didn't expect to really see Hanzo be picked much here. We've got a little replay. I think this is of Magnolite on the Sojourn here, getting a lot of value.
Oh man, yeah, it was hard for us to really find anyone to really jetpack onto. Once after Bull taking that high ground really early on was detrimental for Acer. They did in the end. They had the high ground on that last point, but holy smokes, just the aggression from Hivemind again is just dominating.
Yeah, absolutely. Lojo now on this Hanzo. Interesting pick here. There's the you see the Widow now from Dragon Prince, looking to play the Widow pick on the attack, possibly. Maybe looking for some nice shots here. Hoss does find a nice pick though onto Magla. That's a lot of damage definitely taken out of the fight here, as both teams stare down the barrel of their guns long range, trying to just get the perfect shot onto each other. And Acer are coming out on top here. They've got Jammy on this Ash. It does seem like extremely comfortable now, which is really good. Finding big dynamite, finding shots as well.
This Widow pick I actually really like. Sure, it isn't necessarily find a pick yet, Silas, but you can see it's controlling the Hivemind, finally controlling where Hivemind is going, and really just making use of what Acer can do with that control. And you can finally see Acer taking that first point in pretty a sweepstakes. That's gonna be 5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. 5 minutes on the clock for Team Acer. Possibly be able to find some great momentum here. I've got to say, Huss on this Sig really is a big Sig differential. You can see it in the ult difference here already. Hivemind do have the high ground here, but I mean, Huss is really quick to take that kind of quick angle around and make sure they don't have a humongous advantage. Nice little spot there from Dragon Prince, and that is going to be a grave block from Huss. This guy on Sigma doing crazy things, fighting. That's 4 3 picks in this fight. 3 picks in this fight for Huss on the Sigma. And I think that's a team card. I don't think will they be able to touch this? Oh yeah, they'll be able to touch this.
That was a phenomenal focus, and again, Dragon Prince is swap one character, and it looks like it's doing absolute wonders. Especially Apple Tree coming up on this window for this last fight. Is Highmind going to be able to contest this? Yes, they are. They're going to start it with that Dragons, and both teams having quite crucial ultimates in this last fight. Looks like Silas is going to pop that trance immediately. They're not trying to give up any HP whatsoever. They're just going to let Bull have that flux, but
yeah, no trans to be had for the slam of the flux. Hivemind have been able to stop Acer in their tracks now. A bit of a misplay possibly from Silas to use that trans so early. You can definitely see Bull was waiting for that. Dragon Prince finding a pick onto the Lojo in the back line at the end of it all, but that's some nice momentum gain there from Hivemind, stopping Acer in their tracks. 3 minutes day on the clock, and Acer aren't looking too bad at all here.
Oh yeah, that's phenomenal. And they kept their Bob and they kept their window. So heading into this fight, when Hivemind has absolutely no transcendence, they do have that rally, but Acer is looking to make this their point, and they're gonna try and start finding an angle. Highmind doesn't have any really dive characters to really mess up the Acer's flow at this point. Looks like Acer's gonna make their own flow. Gonna throw in the dynamite. We're gonna try and find a window.
Oh, through the window. Crazy damage to that window. Perfectly placed by Apple on the Baptiste. Once was absolutely being decimated by Hivemind and their DPS, but now making their stakes as a extremely solid flexible play here. Great ult usage there from Apple Tree. Acer able to take this third point with 4 minutes remaining. Looking really good here. I gotta say though, Huss is the backbone of this attack.
Oh yeah, absolutely splendid display. Earlier it was very hard for him to try and like find any kind of like direction, what space to take, because so much space was just being moved around by the monkey pick especially. But on the Sigma mirror, absolutely splendid display. Has a flux again, basically half the size of Bulls, and going to be holding this high ground very mightily. They're not going to go onto the opposite high ground, but they don't really need to as this cart is approaching the corner.
Yeah, car approaching the corner, and Bob cast here by Jang. That's good touch potential, and the flux as well is really big here. Lots of nice space in. They also entered the enemy team here of Hivemind with that flux and with that Bob, and the Dragon Prince able to follow up on these low supports here on the Sojourn. I guess pick onto a Magnite, and I think that might be no. They do have some touches here for on the Sigma. They got that rally. If they can shut this rally down quickly, they might be able to just complete that point here. And now the overclock here from Magnite trying to find something. Flux as well, trying to cast them off the point there. Does actually find us, and the picks are coming through, and Hivemind actually might be able to keep this in play. 2 minutes 40. Pretty even time bank so far. Team Ace needs to find something quickly if they stand a chance in finding a map in this series.
Bull's flux may have come in late, but it did lift them all off of that high ground right there. It might be a little pretty annoying for Acer, but Acer definitely had that in the bag. And with Dragon Prince swapping over that Sojourn, having this ultimate is going to be coming in pretty handy. Lojo did swap off of the Hanzo onto the Trace. Oh, he's all right. So we're gonna swap back to the Hanzo. Might find a pretty. This might be a vulnerable situation. Dragon Prince and Jammy, quite the DPS deal with these ultimates coming up. They're gonna be making their way to the opposite high ground now.
Yeah, you want to duel it out. Interesting place for a fight to take place, and Bolt's gonna take control of this corner nicely. Jonko as well. Both DPS on the side of Ace here. Falling, and without your long range DPS, it's not really much you can claim that. Oh, it's a reset. Okay.
Yep.
So I thought it was the supports on the side of Hivemind for a second. I was thinking, what is going on? Yeah. Okay. Team Ace are looking for a bit of a reset here. Time is ticking. And you know, they start with 4 minutes, and Hivemind do strike me as the kind of team to be able to somehow pull it back and hold on to this third point for 4 minutes. But it's whether they can hold Ace off for that long or not.
Well, will they be able to? Is certainly the question. With only one ultimate being that Transcendence, Acer's gonna have about 3. Coming up on 4. They might try and play around. They might try and just wait for Huss to build up his flux. Dragon Prince trying to keep that high ground under control, but Huss is getting 3-point progress. But Hivemind not dropping a single player.
And Magnite has always been super consistent on the Sojourn here, not letting up a single bit. And the Jammy's going to get stuck in that little room there alongside with Apple Tree. And again, big stagger here for the team Acer. And it's going to be last fight territory approaching that. I think they're kind of biding their time, doing what they tried to do on Midtown, or just charging up their ultimates, missing all of them. The problem, again, with that is that, you know, it's so much easier in Overwatch 2 to be toppled by just the mid fight. We're going to have a bit of a DC here from Hivemind, but hopefully we'll be back soon. Maybe they're scared of that 5 ultimate bank from Acer.
That's true. I mean, so yeah, you brought up Midtown, and again, it looks like both teams fighting over this high ground. And for Circuit Royale, obviously, it's like 100 times more crucial, especially in that last point. You can see Hivemind try and take it on that hallway kind of overcast. They try to have that range between them, and then they even try to bring it close to them, fighting on that pool side. But you can see even just an inch off of Huss's shield, even the Zenyatta took advantage of that fully. And Jammy, you could even see on that last fight, like oh man, that flux was. I mean, Acer may still even be missing it because again, they almost had that bull lifting them all up off that ground. And Lojo swapping to that Tracer, again, just adding to the kind of resources that Hivemind have at their disposal. But again, Acer with 5 ultimates, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. It could go actually either way.
Yeah, Lojo definitely is key to Hivemind here. Definitely a really versatile player. We've seen them on the Genji, we've seen them on the Sombra, so I believe, and now a little taste of the Tracer. I'm liking it though. The tracking on the Tracer seems pretty solid. Not gonna see more of it though coming into this last fight territory. Team Acer, come out some picks.
Well, that's what 3 ults gets you. I gotta assume. Hivemind only has 2, and Acer's just gonna keep this momentum going. They've got Bob. They got both their 3 kills. And there goes Bob. It's going in their favor, but ball on the ball.
Yeah, ball on the ball. Oh, nice shot from Jammy onto Magnite. The Bob doing work as well. DPS on the side of Team Acer. Going to be able to turn the tides of this one, and we're going to see the cap coming in from them on 3rd point. Yeah, good stuff here from Acer. Good stuff indeed.
Oh yeah, that DC really was just purely out of fear. I would have been scared too if 3 of your players go down immediately with 3 ultimates basically used. It's gonna be interesting to see what comps now both these teams run, because obviously they could keep going what they're going, but Hivemind really the Hanzo was unexpected for me. I didn't see it necessarily get too much value personally. But what? Yeah. How do you feel about Hanzo on Circuit Royale?
No, I agree with you. I think it's it is definitely to somebody. I feel like in Overwatch 1 it will be a good pick because Hanzo just brings a lot of pure spam, but you're giving up a lot of accuracy. Unless you are a really good Hanzo and you know that projectile extremely well, a lot of the time it can just kind of be like shooting fish in a barrel, except the fish are I don't know. The fish are, tiny little microscopic
little those ones on Lijiang.
Yeah, exactly like the ones on Lijiang. Like the ones that eat at your feet, like the skin your feet.
Oh,
trying to shoot at those in a barrel.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you would just whiff and whiff and whiff all your shots in Hanzo. Whereas what you get from hit scan is like you can see where your crosshair is. You know if you click your mouse button, you're gonna hit there. And I agree with you. I think Lojo is definitely better suited to these hit scans, like the Sombra and the Soldier can do a lot here. We'll see what they can do here on that thing.
Oh yeah, Dragon Prince. You can see that demonstrating the control with the hit scan. You can see Lojo kind of trying making his own mojo with the Lojo on the Soldier here. Huss gonna find Jungler.
Yeah, again, like we saw on the attack, Huss finds the opening pick here on the Sigma on the attack. Already taking control of this corner, dodges that rock nicely, gets a fat rock of his own. Getting caught really low, and yeah, again, this damage. I mean, also, don't forget, this is on the back of Dragon Prince and Jam is doing plenty of damage, getting those body shots onto the targets, and Huss is getting those finishes. They only had 1 minute, and they're gonna hopefully find possibly this cap onto 1st point. Jungle getting caught really low there. The damage and the pressure just so much. I'm sure though Hivemind are just gonna let this point slide because they have this 3 minutes 36, but hopefully they don't get a false sense of security. But Junko's gonna make sure that won't happen. Nice opening pick onto Dragon Prince here, and they're dropping onto the low gun. Oh, in overtime. Jammy though finding that pick, getting their revenge onto Junko. Not letting his fellow DPS player die in vain.
Plus just got that flux. That was unfortunate, but there it goes. Alright, Hivemind had the high ground and they just kind of played. They dropped some players. It was very tactical. They kept their cool, very strong suited. They kind of assumed that Acer had no ultimates, but Acer's Huss was actually coming up really close on that flux. But again, Hivemind really taking use of what you can do with the Soldier and the high ground. That 2nd point curve is what I brought up earlier at the start of this match. But to really see the kind of like how each player reacted to being on the bottom or the top of that scenario. A lot of Hivemind's players did fall, but Lojo on that high ground again was such a crucial element in that.
Yeah, look at that pressure on the Soldier, just being able to rain damage down from above. And again, like it just like Dragon Prince on the Widow on the previous attack, it doesn't always matter really. Sorry, on the defense actually, it doesn't always matter what if you're hitting all your shots. Sometimes presence alone can be you can't understate that. The fact that that there's a Widow, even if they haven't hit that many shots, hearing down this long sight line, you've got to be wary that they're gonna hit a headshot on you, or tag you down and let their teammate finish you off. So that presence is gonna possibly be felt here. Magnalite on the Widow, we haven't seen that yet. I don't think.
No, it looks like they're trying to get some scouting. It looks like they're gonna go back to the Soldier one, but Acer's gonna be on that Reaper, and I think they were expecting Bull to actually be on that Winston and have mine running this dive that they ran the first round. Looks like Acer's gonna be a little bit more prepared for that.
They got the Reaper. I think they were expecting this monkey here from Bull, which is fair. I mean, they're expecting it, and they have the resources to deal with it. Dragon Prince on this Reaper gonna do crazy work. I think we saw Jammy on the Reaper before, but I haven't seen Dragon Prince. Now Jammy is feeling, I think, very comfortable on this Ashe. We see Dragon Prince on the Reaper doing lots of work in.
Oh yeah. Neither team coming up on a lot of ultimate charge, which is kind of what you want if you're Acer here, holding this first point. You're only really going to have basically one point where, one fight where you're holding, trying to hold this kind of high ground, trying to lure in the dives from Bull, the dives from Lojo, so you can take advantage of what you can do with the distance you can create with not only Jammy, but then where Huss is positioned right now. Looks like they're already dive,
yeah, there you go. There's Lojo on the Genji. Back on his definitely most comfortable pick, takes out Dragon Prince, and when you take out Reaper, your monkey can do whatever they like. I do appreciate the positioning of Team Acer, because it's kind of like split. They have Huss on the low ground, and then everyone else on the high ground, which kind of forces Hivemind to go, okay, otherwise we either walk into Huss, and then Huss will have all his team's resources committed to them, or we dive into the high ground, and then Huss has completely free reign on our backline. So, yeah, it is kind of, possibly trying to force Hivemind to make mistakes. And now holding this high ground, they need to make some amount of effort. They have to do something here to try to turn the tides.
Let's get that big bug. Shammy did fall, but looks like they're going to have the support on that front line. They're going to all start dropping down now, but Silas with that Transcendence is going to be huge. It's going to force out a beat from the enemy Lucio, but not really a lot of ultimate for AC other than that. And the Hivemind has both the DPS ults.
Yeah, there's the overrun from the blade just to rub salt into the wound. And they reach the checkpoint. It's just past there. There's no way in hell they are getting in touch here. Oh, actually, no, never mind. Thanks for taking care of that for me, Magnalite. Yeah, and that's the Rio there from Hivemind. I mean, yeah, Acer did have their moments, but if we're being completely honest here, it was pretty dominant. It was pretty dominant from Hivemind.
of the game.
Oh man, no. Overall, they were an extremely strong team. Very comfortable with Overwatch 2, being in the spotlight, even if you don't have an ultimate. I think that's what it kind of a lot of these fights came down to. Acer did want to just wait. They wanted to have their positions in places where, but over time it'll become advantageous. And I think that just that single moment, again, 6 players minus 5 is 1, and that one moment is absolutely crucial in Overwatch 2. Hivemind absolutely making the most absolute use of it on that first kind of fight. Again, bringing up the Huss position with the high ground to the rest of his team. Hivemind, I would never expect in my days a Lojo to have actually taken out Dragon Prince in a dive. That's one of the most crucial players that you kind of need to keep up. I think maybe it's like a difference in score lineups, but I think it really just came down to every single player. That was pretty something.
I think it just happened so fast.
Yeah.
I think Dragon Prince just couldn't react. Lojo was just bam on there like that, and how are you supposed to react to that, really? Yeah, great stuff from Hivemind. I don't know if it's a 3-0 or if there's more maps to play. I mean, either way, 3-0. So either 3-0 or 3-0 so far to Hivemind. I think it's pretty. Although Acer maybe more representative would be maybe a 3-1, but even so, Hivemind have been pretty dominant.
They have been pretty dominant. It's I'm trying to think of how I would play around it, or like how it would be played around, because they were just so aggressive. Not only they played that Winston pick again, and having the Reaper, it did help a lot on that first defense. They ended up losing that, but they had a pretty strong suit. They had a pretty strong suit for it. But Hiveman's like, I didn't expect. I thought they were kind of more of a team that would play one kind of comp and just keep going. But they could even go on the Sigma, even if it didn't even work out in the end for him. But oh man.
Yeah, great showing here from Hiveman. I did did like the versatility from Acer. I believe that's. I don't know if we're playing.
Haha, we're going on fourth map. We're going to push.
We're going fourth
We're going
map.
to push.
We're going to push. Great. This is. I was looking forward to this. Okay, and it's awesome as well. So this means like we're seeing 3 new maps. Busan obviously being a Overwatch 1 map, Overwatch 1 control map. But Midtown, Circle Royale, and now I don't know what map they'll choose, but what can we get actually? We can either get Colosseo, Paraiso, or New Queen Street, I think.
New Queen Street, Esperanza, Coliseum. I believe.
Oh, sorry, Paraiso is the yeah, sorry, it's
That's
the hybrid one.
Yeah, the new Kings Row. But oh man, quickly
The
to bring
new
up.
Kings Row, really?
I mean,
Is
I
that
would
what you're
say.
calling it? Really?
Well, I would call Circle Royale the new Kings Row, but Mauricio, I don't know. It was just so. It's just so fun. It's beautiful. New Queen
Yeah,
Street,
I do. I think that the one thing they've nailed is these maps look amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah.
No, I think it's sacrilegious if Toronto Define ever lose on here, which they have.
Oh man, that.
How dare they?
I was a fan of watching their homestand game. They did lose some, but man, were those wins something to live for?
I'm a big supporter of the Vancouver teams. I think they've sorry, of the Canadian teams in general. I think they have some great players, some great talents. Yeah, I've actually got a Canadian citizenship myself.
Oh,
I didn't even know Tim Fordens. That's hilarious. That's great.
Is that an actual place?
No, it's because you know like Tim Hortons.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's
that's
like Tim.
something.
Yeah, it's like
Tim
instead
Ford-
of Tim Hortons, they're
pretty
calling
clever.
it Tim Fordens. Yeah. I don't know if I call it clever. It's funny though.
Oh yeah.
Just
Well-
change a couple of the yeah.
This map in particular, it's got so much like culture. I feel like every time I play on it, I'm like, all right, well, if I ever went to Canada, I might as well actually get good at this map. So it's hard for me though.
It's I don't know how it's just nice. It's a nice map. All these
It is.
maps are so pretty. Like it's yeah, they're just all great.
Winter's my favorite season, so I'm a fan of snow.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, yeah. See, here in England, we don't get that.
Ever.
We don't get snow. The last time I remember us getting snow was about 3.5 years ago, I think.
No shot.
I mate, before that it was like 5.5 years. We never get snow.
Wow. Every time it snows, you might as well get a new Overwatch.
Yeah, Dan who's prodding right now, and any people from the UK in chat can definitely vouch for that. I'm sure.
I actually
Look at
didn't
this
know
map.
that. Oh
Look
yeah.
at it. Oh, it looks so good.
And
Even
it's-
on what I assume is like low graphics and no anti-aliasing, it still looks so good.
Oh yeah, the graffiti everywhere. I'm a huge fan of bricks. So
Yeah. Oh, you
Oh,
love
man.
London.
Nice.
Bricks
The
everywhere.
road. Let's go. Okay. Looks like Ace is gonna be running that Zarya Reaper combo from Midtown, jamming on the Ashe as well. Looks like Hivemine's gonna go with what they were kind of running more on Circle Royale. It did work a lot, but well on the Sigma, I mean, Circle Royale had a really good run for Acer with Huss on the Sigma, and it kind of diffed Bull kind of a lot, I would say, for getting that 4 points. But we're gonna see how this goes.
I quite like the Zarya Reaper on the Rush maps because I think it's a much more sustained composition. I think there's a lot more versatility you can do with it. I think once you get run over with this Sig comp, it's very difficult to do anything. Jungle getting caught extremely low on the Lucio. Dragon Bridge is going to get caught out, and yeah, Jungle is going to get taken out by Jammy there. They don't have their Reaper that close range damage. But yeah, okay, Mango Light and Golo is just going to take everything into their own hands. There you go. Yeah, the DPS side of Hive Minds, they haven't let us down in terms of getting crazy kills so far, and it doesn't look like they're going to let up anytime soon.
Wow, Lojo is again. I called him a menace before, but there's actually such a menace that you're gonna call out Huss onto the Winston now, which I don't think we've actually seen yet. Jamie on the Tracer as well. Looks like they're gonna go a dive of their own to really counter. Okay, this actually could work because they know Bull Sigma down to the bone. They rolled it they rolled it on Circuit Royale, but looks like they're gonna be taken to the next level, switching the attack. They're 70% to a nano, but I'm coming up on 80 for 2. Looks like you can see who they can dive on and how.
Yeah, so trying to aim for the back line, and they do actually find Cinnamon here, which is really good momentum. Everyone caught extremely low by super aggressive push here. Lojo, sorry, still able to find some kills in the drags of this fight, Dragon Prince, though definitely making use of the name Dragon Prince, and on this Shimada brother, definitely making a name for themselves in the game.
True. Oh my gosh, that is a pretty cool name to be slaying the enemy as Genji with. Both teams going to be coming up on several ultimates now. Acer building up some momentum. It's going to be actually be interesting to see how Hivemind approach this with their build. They might try to start this fight with the Flux, but Acer has the option to press the aggression, especially with Jamie on the pulse pump with the flank. This is going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, Blade is available for Lojo. We'll see if they're going to be able to use it. Nano Blade, though, available on the side of Team Acer, as well as the fact that Volt Jamie has used that pulse bomb, but to no avail. The Primal is being used by Huss at the moment, knocking around the back line. Cinnamon can not stand on 2 feet anymore, and falls, unfortunately, to the Primal. Nice momentum being created here by Acer. Really nice. They only use 2 ultimates, and I mean, they use pulse bomb. I don't even mean it counts as an ultimate really a lot of the time. Bull will take out Jamie though on Tracer. They have Nano Blade though, so if they want to keep the momentum going here, they have a beat to sustain, or they have a Nano Blade, which is a really good situation for them.
Oh yeah, and especially coming up on this checkpoint. Looks like Hivemind is not going to give that up. They're going to all up off the ground right before the last second. It's going to be an even fight.
Yeah, beat comes out from Silas in order to keep the fight alive. That keeps them both Lucio's. We'll see if Lojo seems to be actually quite struggling against Jamie on the Tracer here, who seems to kind of be popping out quite a lot of damage. Now Team Acer are in the lead in terms of progress, and I mean, a lot of the time here you might want to be playing a little bit more defensive. I think they have the problem is they don't really have as much to facilitate that defensive positioning here as they kind of span from the pipeline. Definitely be better at defending a more advantageous position. Nice anti though from Alpha Tree, possibly able to create some space off the back of that. Lojo's now switched onto the Sombra. That's a scary switch. That's an extremely scary switch that can shut down the dives from Jamie, Dragon, and Huss extremely well.
Oh yeah, on the first map we saw Lojo on the Sombra was basically what was the backbone for basically every single fight win. Now it looks like Jamie is not gonna let up whatsoever. You're gonna be immediately pouncing on that Sombra, not letting Lojo really get any value. It looks like he's gonna finish him off in the egg house.
Did he get away? Oh, chase it down.
Coming through.
Now Ace is coming up on 2 very important ultimates, the Primal and the Nano, but Enjoy is going to start chasing down this Tracer. They're going to be fighting on the point. I think it's going to, it's going to start going into the advantage. There it goes.
Jamie definitely making a use of that name as well. I mean, just kind of like going with the flow of it, being real Jamie, like almost like a musical jam session. Like one time he's over here, he's doing a bit of solo stuff, you know, trying to 1v1 Lojo, then he's come back to team fight, taking out John Copper Lucio. Actually getting a checkpoint here. Here for Team Ace. I don't think I actually managed to get it before. That's really good for them here. 57 meters and counting for them. They nearly have this Nano Blade. They actually have all of their ultimates here. Better ult combi than we're kind of seeing from Hivemind here. It's kind of being stunted in there. Drag. Nano coming onto Huss here instead. They want to keep him alive after he's been hacked. And quite a good pull, I think. The Primal comes out as well. On their monkey alive as long as possible, and Jamie again was able to find these filler picks in order to just keep making sure that I might have nothing to be able to turn the tides of the fight. And now they're almost coming into the end of it with 4 minutes on the clock, and things are looking really good for Team Acer.
Oh yeah, 4 minutes on the clock, but 4 ultimates for Team Highline, and one of them especially is gonna be Lojo on the EMP. It might shut out Silence's Lucio beat, but Acer again with the advantage with these DPS ultimates, Jamie can find a tune and maybe try and find a stick as well. Except the EMP comes out though.
There is the EMP, and yeah, there's literally nothing that Team Acer can do here. But I mean, 140 meters, that is a huge amount of distance for them here. And yeah, they're going to be able to, Team Acer are definitely going to be able to find a great, a perfect reassemble of their team before going out into the next fight. And they still have plenty of ultimates up their sleeve. The ult rotation is looking good for them here. I mind though, Mangalite with this overclock, that is dangerous. Extremely dangerous. And the fact that they have Dragon Prince's Blade but don't have the nano, that beat from Junko is going to completely shut down. There's no chance of anything happening here. Ball gets caught low by this pulse bomb. As soon as it's hacked up, and beat can't really do anything from here. He does get a bit onto ball. Actually going to beat the Blade. Nano comes onto Mangalite, though, takes out Dragon Prince while he's in his face. The overclock gets his value as intended. Even so far, Jammy trying his best to try and take control of that backline here. We forward, forced out, and we take up on Mangalite there. Yeah, Hush trying their absolute best. But I mean, hey, Team Acer are making mistakes here, but they can afford that. They can afford to lose some fights, as they have so much more distance on the bot.
Highline kept themselves really well alive in that fight. That beat really paid off to the most extent. Mangalite able to get that nasty pick with that ultimate there. Now roll onto the diva. They're gonna try and press the aggressivity. The Acer is, oh man. right in the face once again. Mangalite is a little monster over here. Coming up on beat to a low EMP too.
Yeah, a little demon EMP nearly coming online here for the side of Highline. Dragon can get anted up there, barely surviving as well. Nearly have this nano online, most likely to be used onto Huss here on the monkey. With that primal, they'll be able to keep the point alive for a while. Like to engage onto the point here. Support's caught extremely low. They need to be able to find Cinnamon here on the Ana, and they do. The bomb comes out from Bol, who is now on the Diva, of course, trying to find some amount of space on that Diva bomb. Joko takes out Alpha 3 on the Ana, the Primal and the Nano trying to take some space, but Acer just can't find what they had at the beginning of the map, and they're starting to fumble.
Oh man, it's hard. Again, with the aggressivity from Highline, that Bulls pop onto Diva was... It may have just seemed like a late swap to just try and solve a point, but now they're in their spawn, and they've been here for quite some time now, really making use of all that distance that the robot's gathering. Acer, again, coming up on both the DPS ultimates, but no nano. They do have that beat, but 2 members down. That's going to be crucial here, approaching this possible turnaround. Lojo is... Oh my goodness.
They still have a touch. They do still have a touch. I think the bot is definitely slower than people make it, like people believe it to be. Nano Blade is available. There's the Blade coming out. Nano applies beat as well. Big anti-nade though, and Jonga's going to be able to find the value off to the back of that. And yeah, pick someone through for Acer. 30 seconds left on the clock. This is the last fight territory. They need to push it all the way from their spawn, all the way to the spawn of Hivemind. Hivemind are going to be absolutely prepared for them coming into this next fight. But also, crucially, Hivemind have nothing. Hivemind have absolutely nothing except for the bomb. So Team Acer, I mean, that's really their calling hard here, but we know Hivemind for their dry fights, and it really, because of that, it's going to go either way.
Oh yeah, Acer has that Jamie pulse bomb, and they've got to beat 2 very important crucial ultimates if you want to try and get an early pick. But oh, Bull finds a pick onto Apple Tree. Apple Tree has been struggling since map 1, and Jamie does find a pick onto the enemy support, but this is going to be tough.
Yeah, Pulse comes out to Cinnamon. That's a lot of teams on for Hiveline as well, using just to try to keep the fight alive, but the picks are coming through. Lojo is doing so much. Jammy is not giving up at all on the Tracer, trying their absolute best. Already 40% to another Pulse Bomb. These touches are absolutely insane. It's going to eventually get caught out though, and oh god, Alpha 2 is so close to that touch. Hivemind going to take this series as a 4-0 dominant play here, but Acer, they really came out swinging in the end, but weren't able to find a map.
Now this is the perfect way to start Overwatch 2 with a classic for Overwatch, but it didn't feel like the Overwatch ones for Overwatch whatsoever. This was very it was back and forth. There was lots of names being spoken. There was lots of loudnesses. There was lots of quiets. There was lots of it was a whole concert between both teams. Lojo, yes, was a very dominant performance. Mangolite had its also equally very loud performances, but both of those pairs would sometimes get just completely silenced by even just members of Acer, like such as the support lineup, just performing to such crazy abilities that you can do in Overwatch 2 with all these times in between ultimates, these times with ultimates, and again the mid fights, the dry fights, and like again Acer is just that was not necessarily a bad performance.
No, I absolutely agree. There was definitely a lot of things that they did right there, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, they are going to, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, and that's okay. Definitely good performance from both teams here. And I don't know if you guys do this over here at Tranquility, but if you were to, quick question for you here, Missile, if you were to give, quick question for you, if you were to give an MVP, like a play that stood out on, one play that stood out on both teams, who do you think that would be?
That's a good. I like that. I like that. Okay. Well, what I immediately want to say is Lojo, but I don't want to oh well they got a lot of picks, so obviously MVP. Like, here. Okay, well okay, I'm gonna do it just this first time ever getting to have the honor of doing this. I'm gonna give it to Lojo, not just because of his, I was like, oh, he was getting lots of picks, but because not only the diversity in players, I mean, in heroes, but like the way he played with the team was phenomenal. Lots of the times playing with the tank lineup, making use of the directions that the enemy DPS were doing onto Bull. Lots of the ways it wasn't just like, oh, he dives in, gets a pick, gets out. It's not that simple, and it wasn't that simple for Lojo. Especially starting from that first map. That first map Busan was a really good example, even though there are a couple of pauses, but you can see him sizing up the entire team, didn't uncloak, didn't do any damage, didn't do any hack until it was absolutely necessary, and really just like a splendid synergy with the entirety of his team, especially with Mangolite.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I think for me personally, just that, and it sounds almost silly, but just that dive on Busan. That's all I need to see. That's all I need to see. That dive onto I think it was Apple Tree on the Moira. It was just so well done. And to be fair, I think that's just a team thing as well. But Lojo being the conductor of it all on the Sombra, just really pulls things together. I completely agree with you on Hive Mind. For side of Acer, personally, I feel like this player's performance on Circle Royale, unbelievable.
Oh man,
complete star player. Huss has to take MVP for me. I definitely think there are more consistent players on the side of Team Acer. I think that Jammy was, especially Ash, in the last couple maps, are very consistent. I think that Silas on the Lucio as well, always finding good beats, always being able to sustain the team. But I mean, that performance on Circle Royale, you can't deny it. I don't know about you, but for me at least,
that was beautiful. Circle Royale is my favorite map, and to see I don't see a lot of Sigmas in my competitive games playing necessarily that well. They usually swap off like midway through. So seeing Haas like pull through, like that was inspiring. So
yeah,
that was a splendid performance.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, thank you very much to both teams for playing. It was an extremely entertaining match for sure. And hey, Tranquility's first ever Overwatch 2 stream. So great stuff there on that front. Gave us a great match for sure. I don't know if that's the white flag. I don't know if that's all we have. I have confirmation from the gods that is all we have. Thank you all so much for coming by and watching. I've only cast here a couple of times, but it's a great community. Awesome chat, awesome batch of casters that you guys have here at Tranquility Esports. It's a great not at all. It's a great community that you guys have here. There's a bigger community than us. Yeah, great community you guys have over here. It's always a pleasure to stop by. It's always a pleasure to cast with sorry, wrong way. Cast with lovely folks like yourself. Even though you're across the pond, and I know America and the UK have their differences. Yeah.
No, it's really
Like-
crazy. Casting with Geo and casting with you, like I already, if I hadn't casted with Geo, I would have gone under culture shock. I would have, I would have been absolutely blasted. So thank goodness gracious for that. You guys, especially such part. There's so much culture from the EU. There's so. It's just like I've only ever played with NA. I've only ever done NA stuff, and seeing like across the world, like man, it just gets me pumped for seeing an Overwatch 2 World Cup, man. Like there's just really so much richness to it. That would be. It's gonna be epic, dude.
Bring back XQC for Canada. I want to see it. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Hey, he could do it. He could do it.
He could do it. I mean, come on. Everyone's seen the clip of him complaining about placing diamond. Come on, man. Why are you complaining?
He's already on the grind.
washed.
He's already on the grind.
I think the diamond was deserved though. I mean, he's
honestly, he was out for like a year. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Anyway, apart from slandering XQC, it's been great. Thank you all very, very much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you again at some point. If not, you can catch me over at Arena 51 for all the cast that I do over there. Keep a lookout for this Donnie as well. He's lovely. It's been a great pleasure to cast with him, and obviously big thanks to Dan the man, producing, of course. I think Duke as well for observing, giving us those cool, really cool replays. Makes everything super cool and professional. So yeah, thank you very much everyone for watching, and we will catch you on the flippity flop. Bye now.
He's gonna get a full reset. He's gonna lose Silas, but pretty even.
Yeah, pretty even so far. Low on this Genji getting the picks and assisting their main tank in taking that pick. So us on the point by themselves. Bad little image of Sigma falling down.
Right. Well, you did get that down to 440, and Acer is now going to, because of that last fight, even that beat. So it's going to be interesting to see which position Acer takes to start this push.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting indeed. They need to try and find some momentum, create some distance here. And with the Immortality field gone, they don't have much in their defenses. When Flux tries to come out and try to maybe turn the sides a little bit, Damage will find a nice pick there, but Lojo makes tons of space with that blade, and they keep rolling and rolling. The aggression from Hivemind's, like we said, maybe not gonna need it. Jungle finds the even out there onto Hard Death, the overclock from Maglite, but they actually hit the trans hit as well. But to no avail. I mean, Maglite just does not care. Window as well. I hope they're switching out composition, because otherwise this third point is going to be even worse for them here. Oh, no, they are.
Dragon Prince is going to swap to that Genji, which is a really good for his own, though. Looks like they're going to have, Acer's going to have something to say about that, though. They really are trying to take that. Holy smokes.
Yeah, Bull is finding so much space in the dive. They are respecting the crap out of it. Every time Bull dives on, just leave the situation. See like Jammy coach gunning away, Dragon, dashing away. Hivemind look extremely stronger. They have the blade, they have the beat and the rally. Acer, they are holding their own somewhat though after pushing the assist onto that Moira. All of something again. Jammy actually was able to get the mob there. Dragon Prince finding the pick onto Sinnoh. They actually possibly turn things around here.
Acer kind of making me eat my words. I said a while ago that they were going to have some trouble with the kind of head-to-heads once fights started. It is kind of difficult to try and turn around, but as you can see, Hivemind did bring it back once their abilities were off cooldown. It looks like they're not even differential.
You can see it in the ult difference here already. Hivemind do have the high ground here, but I mean, Hush is really quick to take that kind of quick angle around and make sure they don't have a humongous advantage. Nice little spot there from Dragon Prince, and that is going to be a grave block from Hush. This guy on Sigma doing crazy things, fighting. Four. Oh, 3 picks.
This cart is approaching the corner.
Yeah, car approaching the corner. Bob cast here by Jang, that's good touch potential. And the flux as well is really big here. Lots of nice space and they also instant the enemy team here of Hiveman with that flux and with that Bob. And the Dragon Prince able to pull off on these low supports here on the Sojourn. I guess pick onto a Magnite. And I think that might be the signal. They got that rally. If they can shut this rally down quick, they might be able to just complete the point here. And now the overclock here from Magnite trying to find something. Flux as well, trying to cast them off the point there. Does actually find us, and the picks are coming through, and Highmind actually might be able to keep this in play. 2 minutes 40. Pretty even time bank so far. Team Ace needs to find something quickly if they stand a chance in finding a map in this series. Slides because they have this 3 minutes 36, but hopefully they don't get a false sense of security. But Jonko's going to make sure that won't happen. Nice opening pick onto Dragon Prince here, and they're dropping onto the low gun. Oh, in overtime. Jammy, though, finding that pick, getting their revenge onto Jonko. Not letting his fellow DPS player die in vain.
Plus, just got that flux. That was unfortunate, but there it goes, there it goes.
Have to do something here to try to tide.
Let's get that big flux. Shammy did fall, but looks like they're gonna have the support on that front line. They're gonna all start dropping down now, but still us with that chance, and it's gonna be huge. It's gonna force out a beat from the enemy Lucio, but not really a lot of ultimate for AC other than that. And the Highman has both the DPS ults.
Yeah, there's the overrun for the blade, just to rub salt into the wound. And they reach the checkpoint, it's just past the I think they have the problem is they don't really have as much to facilitate that defensive positioning here as they're going to kind of spam from the pipeline. Definitely be better at defending a more advantageous position. Nice anti though from Alpha Tree, possibly able to create some space on the back of that. Loja's now switched onto the Sombra. That's a scary switch. That's an extremely scary switch that can shut down the dives from Jammy, Dragon, and us extremely well.
Oh yeah, on the first map we saw him in Loja in the egg house.
Oh! Did he get away? Oh, he chased it down.
Now Ace is coming up on two very important options, the Primal and the Nano, but anyway, is going to start chasing down this Tracer. They're going to be fighting on the point. I think it's going to, yeah, it's going to start going into that advantage. There it goes.
Jammy definitely making a use of that name as well. I mean, just kind of like going with the flow of it, being real jammy, like almost like a musical jam session. Like one time he's
oh yeah, 4 minutes on the clock, but 4 ultimates for Team Highline, and one of them especially is going to be Lojo on the EMP. It might shut out Silence's Lucio beat, but Acer again with the advantage with his DPS ultimates. Jamie can find a tune and maybe try and find a stick as well. Except the EMP comes out though.
That is the EMP, and yeah, there's literally nothing that Team Ace can do here. But I mean, 140 meters, that is a huge amount of distance for them here. And beat the blade. Now it comes onto Mangolite, though, takes out Dragon Prince while he's in his face. The overclock gets his value as intended. Even so far, Jammy trying his best to try and take control of that backline here. Move forward for South and we take up on Mangolite there. Yeah, Hush trying their absolute best. But I mean, hey, Team Ace are making mistakes here, but they can afford that. They can afford to lose some fights as they have so much more.
Oh my goodness.
They still have a touch. They do still have a touch. I think the bot is definitely slower than people make it, like people believe it to be. Nanoblade is available. There's the blade coming out. Nano applies beat as well. Big anti-nade though, and Jonko's going to be able to find the value off the back of that. And yeah, picks up through for Acer. 30 seconds left on the clock. This is the last fight territory. They need to push it all the way from their spawn.
And Jammy does find a pick onto the enemy support, but this is going to be tough.
Yeah, Boston comes out with Cinnamon. That's a lot of teams on for Hiveline as well, using just to try to keep the fight alive. But the picks are coming through. Lojo is doing so much. Jammy is not giving up at all on the Tracer, trying their absolute best. Already 40% to another pulse bomb. These touches are absolutely insane. It's gonna eventually get caught out though, and oh, God,
Payload for as long as possible. Looks like Acer is going to get a full